what I what I'd love to do is be more specific and be more specific for your use cases and to be more helpful for you individually too today. But I've got a presentation prepared, and it's really a lot of the things that I hear from people along the way. And I've been doing this for, gosh, 6 or 7 years now, and putting this platform together to help people create videos. Initially, the platform was all about, I just assumed everybody could create videos, and I didn't know that it was as difficult as it is. But I was going to create the tech, and I was like, oh, I'll just create the platform. It'll make it easy for everybody to share videos and to build business applications around it. But really, what happened is along the way that people weren't adopting the platform because nobody wanted to create video and they didn't know how to create videos. So that's how PitchHub really started. Was we figured out like we got to give people the tools in order to create content, and then we can start building applications along the way. Of course, COVID hit then too, which is great because not COVID wasn't great, but it was great that we had this platform available so people could start using it and creating content. Okay, cool. And I won't even go into presentation mode because I'm going to be going back and forth outside of this. But this is a presentation that I kind of been using for a while. And in general, anybody who's in sales or anybody who's been using video, this will resonate with a lot of you guys. But that if not, and you're just getting into it, hopefully this will tell you to do more, right? And I like to say like videos like pizza. When it's bad, it's still pretty good. Like, and so as long as you're doing video, it's basically something that's it's going to add value and you're going to get more reach with it. And different platforms are going to help you too. So the thing is like don't keep doing bad videos, but in general, they're not going to hurt you as much. Just some statistics around a video on your website gives you 80, can increase conversions by 80%. So builds trust because people actually get to see you, and they get to know you a little bit. Google likes video. They're going to promote your videos more, especially when you have them on your website, especially when you're using them. And this should be something that, and then videos within an email. Look at this, the open rates if somebody sees a video, if they even get in to open your video nowadays. But I would put video in your subject line. If you're emailing people, tell them that there's a video in there. And it's kind of like, that fly that goes to the blue light has to go there. They have to go and open up that email to watch that video. So do a personal video if you can. Today, and this is like what I was trying to do for many years, banging my head against the wall, trying to get people to do videos. And you'll see a lot of videos of mine on LinkedIn and other platforms. I produce a lot of content, and I have just fought forever trying to get people to do video. And this really is, people are afraid of getting on camera. They don't like the way they look. They don't like the way they sound. All these things come out, and people think that they're being too boisterous. They're too full of themselves if they do video. And it's quite the opposite. But internally, these things are really hard for people to understand. And so 90% of people just won't do video. Back in the day, it's perceived as expensive. Not so much. I'm going to talk about some tools that are available today. And people are very unsure about what different types of platform that they want to use. And I can definitely kind of guide you on different platforms. I'm sure that all these great people here today will also have other platforms that they prefer or they like for different types of content. We turned things around. We took the app, we put it out on Zoom, we tested it, and it's about a year or so later, and now we're one of the top apps on the platform. So we're super excited about that, and it's been amazing just to help so many people, and I can't be more excited to do this every day. So we're going to talk about it: planning, scripting, equipment. If we can get through this in 45 minutes, but using the teleprompter, filming techniques, editing, post-production, posting content. I doubt we'll even get to that, but let me just talk to you about planning and scripting for a second. And What I do a lot of the times when I'm gonna put this video here for this Dell Technologies, Sean O'Connor here. When he does videos with PitchHub, he will do them. He'll bring a couple changes of clothes. He put a bunch of scripts together, and he does everything all at one time. And then he decides on when he's going to post all the content, and he has it in a content calendar, and just like a list of things that you're going to do every day and all the things you have to get done. If you don't put it in a calendar, if you don't kind of map things out of when to do it, it never gets done. So content calendars are really important, especially for your business and when you're going to start doing more videos. So if that's your business and you're going to start doing videos, I would definitely start mapping out when to do the content or do it all at one time, and then point, when you're actually going to put them on the platforms. I'll say this now because I think this is really important. When you create videos for LinkedIn, you want to be posting them on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Those are the 3 main days for you. If you're trying to get to executives, also pop in there like Sunday mornings. I get a lot of good traction with executives on a Sunday morning. So those should be your LinkedIn days. If you're a realtor, if you're a mortgage broker, if you're somebody that is dealing with general public solar, Jensen, I would hit up people on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I would be hitting less on the LinkedIn side. I would be going more on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, places where people are being a little bit more kind of vegging out, watching different types of content. That's where I would be publishing that. And that's how I would start to build that content calendar. Now, planning and scripting, I use the living crap out of ChatGPT, and I actually like Anthropic also. Now, what I do, and I was going to do a demo on this, but we don't have enough time. But I literally will be sitting there, and there's different times of the days that everybody's creative. And if you're going to write a script, I actually have this app on my phone. I also have it on my desktop, and it's called Otter AI. There's a bunch of them out there, but this is the one I use the most, and I love it. And I'm going to actually put this up. I'm gonna just put this in the chat here, so you guys can just check it out at some point. But back here, Otter is something that I would sit there and on my phone, and all of a sudden I'm sitting in traffic, or I've got this idea and I've got 5 minutes to myself, and I have this script that I want to write. I'll basically take out my phone and I'll hit record, and then I'll just go through the script that I want to talk about. Today, I want to talk about why it's so important to publish content on the weekends. Whatever it is, just talk through it to the phone and record it. You might want to do it once or twice. But basically, I then take that script and it's transcribed, right? And it goes to a website. And then later, I'll just go in and I'll copy that transcript from Otter, and I'll pop it into ChatGPT or Anthropic and say, help me write this script better, or give me some ideas on this script. And that's basically how I write a lot of my videos, because I get, you're creative at certain times of the day, I found for myself, and I think that most people are too. And you'll notice that. And basically then take that script, put it into ChatGPT, or else you write your own scripts and you're great at doing that. That's awesome. I'm not. I love to have other people's ideas, but they are my words, per se. But ChatGPT or things like that really give me a better sense of how to say it. And maybe you talk for 5 minutes and sometimes you're like, way too long. I just want a 30, 45-second script. You can actually ask ChatGPT to pare it down to so many words, which will give you like 200 words, I think is like 30 seconds. So you can pare things down to a certain amount of time. And that's how I script and plan out how I'm going to create my scripts. Any questions on that? Okay. So I'm going to talk about this device here that I've got in front of me, right? This is iShot. And this is so if you want to do videos like higher quality and not on Zoom, and you want to use PitchHub, you've got access to PitchHub.com through your Zoom, and I'll show you what that is. But basically, you log into PitchHub, you put in your script, and I'll show you this in a second. But basically, once you have that, you can hit studio mode, and then there's the teleprompter. Okay. And so the teleprompter's here. You see right underneath it, that's actually my cell phone. And my cell phone is right there. And then what I have is I always wire myself up. So this is a wired mic right here. And I plug it into my phone right here. And I basically get as far away from the camera as possible. And I record in 4K. So if you're going to do a video outside of Zoom and you want to create higher quality content, this is a great thing. So this is just an iPad. You can basically pull up PitchHub through your web, go into the script, press studio mode, pop it in there, hit record, mic yourself up, and then get away from the camera as much as you can. Because what happens is if you're shooting in 4K, you can always crop it in later. And when you're further away from the camera, you can't see your eyes moving as much. And so you want to put, like, I have right down, I won't show you, but I have a piece of tape on the ground. And I box myself in so I know, like, if I go back and forth from the camera to shoot different scenes or different pieces of the script, I'll just go back to that point on the floor. So that's just things that I learned along the way. And, I didn't go to film school. I didn't do any of this, but I just learned it through trial and error. Also, when you're shooting the content and you can't crop the content for later, you always kind of want to have I always say, like, if you put an apple on your head, that's where your head should be right near the top, right? So about a couple inches from the top. That's how you want to position yourself on camera. The other thing too, so that's iShot. It's a great device. It's about $90, I think, from the website. And if you're interested in this device, let me know, and I'll just give you a link to it. It's $90, and it's great. And then it just sits right on a tripod. The other thing too is, like, people are always like, "Oh my God, I thought that was a virtual background." It's not. It's a vinyl. And these things are awesome because it's $20 from Amazon. And what it does too is, like, I have a light that's shining in the background, and then I have a light shining on me in the front. So I have two lights, another, $80 or something. And I position the light on the back because it takes away from the shadow. And then I have a light on my face so I kind of stay lit myself. Okay. So any questions on that?
So it's not even a corner. That's really cool. All right.
Yeah, right. Isn't that awesome? It's great. And I'm like sitting in my garage, right? And it looks like I'm in a studio, and it's amazing. It's really, really great. And it's just something I found along the way. And it's just like not everybody's in the perfect place. Sometimes people have got beautiful bookcases and stuff in the background. I know. I'm stuck in the garage, but it looks great. So using the teleprompter, probably the most important thing today, and then a lot of people want to do this. For different types of applications, we've got meetings, we've got webinars, we got PitchHub.com, and we've got Zoom clips. So meetings, pretty straightforward. Like, let me show you. Change this a little bit. And so what I'll do most of the time, so I went into a feature, and I think, Pat, you might be familiar with this. So I can share and actually let people see my teleprompter. That most people don't want to show their teleprompter. They just want to have it available to them. So you can move this thing around and make it smaller if you want, but you definitely want to make it, put it towards the camera itself. The other things that you want to do is, if you hit this arrow here, when I'm doing a recording on Zoom and I want to kind of make it just to look like I'm not reading as much, I'll use the text width and I'll go down to about a 7. And then what I'll do is I'll just start speaking as I'm trying to figure out my cadence, I'll figure out what that scroll speed is. And if I press play and I start trying to read this, that to me, I would start reading, hey, if you are a homeowner investor or interested in buying, and if I'm not super familiar with this script, I'm going to go make it a lot slower. And I'll do that because it makes me a lot more um, just kind of more in tune with the script. And I don't mind going a little bit slower, especially when people want to kind of get in and get out and they just seem to fly through their scripts. And it's just not as natural. So I'll even make spaces in my script. I'll change things around a little bit. I'll, give myself ideas of like, hey, at this point in time, I should smile. There's lots of things that you should want to do and kind of give yourself um, kind of cues within your script. Other things too that I would do within a script is, or when I'm creating a video, is that I'll look at this video and I'll say, look, after about like this is a realtor video, and after about here, like this is an intro and that's great. And this is, she's interested, she's talking about a market update, she's getting into it. And when you're talking on video, you probably they say after the first 3 to 7 seconds, you need to have them engaged in what you're doing. And then you start to have to get interaction. But what I'll do too is I'll know and I'll say, look, at this point in time within the script, I want to be putting a graphic on the screen. So if you're putting a graphic on the screen at this point in time, if you're creating a video, you're not going to be on video. And so I will do a thing like this, or whatever it is. I would say like right here is where I don't need to be on video. So at this point in time, I just know that I need to get through this part of the script on video, and I can take a break here. I can stop the video, especially if I'm going to get it edited, and I can take a break or pause or walk over to the teleprompter and read it again, knowing that I'm not going to be on screen. And that's how the video is going to be edited. So I always mark up my scripts based on how the video is going to get edited and produced. So in essence, there's only 3 or 4 times within this video that I'm going to be on camera. So I only need to get on camera 3 or 4 times, and the rest of it is basically a voiceover. So get into a space where you're going to create that video. It's all going to sound the same, and do 2 different types of content. One is going to be on video, and the other point is going to be on audio. So main point, when you're recording a video, get on, map out your video through the teleprompter and figure out like where are all the breaks within the video going to be for me, and what parts of the video do I need to be on camera. Any questions on that?
Andrew, just a question about the script. Is that so you record your video, but you can't save the script. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. There's a lot of probably, and still, even though what we do is, you put your script up here, and after the meeting's over and you get off camera, the script goes away. Even today, companies don't even trust that. And a lot of companies won't still use PitchHub, even though we don't save scripts, because they're deathly afraid of, that somebody can access their scripts on Zoom. And so even at this point, we still have a lot of people that won't use Zoom within big corporations because of security. So that's the reason why we don't that's why we don't save scripts. But really, I mean, what we want to do is, if you're presenting and, you've got PitchHub, you want to be able to have that script right there. You want to be able to go from slide to slide and present that to your audience, but That's what we're working on right now, but we're working on something else too that's basically integrating, we're integrating the teleprompter into Google Slides and PowerPoint. So when you upload your scripts and content into the teleprompter, you can have your prompter there, be confident of going through your slides through the prompter, but also be pushing your slides to your audience too. So that's something else that we're working on. I know that that's a big ask of what people are asking for today. So I'm more working on that just to keep you on track. And really what it ends up being for webinars is really just to keep you on point as you're going through the presentation or the things that you want to present to the audience in a webinar. And today you're just going to have to mark it out yourself. There is though a bookmark too. So I don't know if everybody's seen this before, but say I know the most critical point in this presentation. I might be all over the place in my presentation, but at some point, somebody's going to ask us about week 2, right? And you're in your presentation, so I say, well, what about week 2? Well, there's a bookmark here where you can hit the bookmark and it'll go back to that point in time. We've thought about actually having multiple bookmarks, so you can bookmark before the presentation certain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points within your meeting. So if you get lost or if you have to go back to a certain point and maybe read through something, that you'll have these bookmarked. But there is one bookmark available for you in the presentation if that's helpful. The other thing too that we did with audience view, which is everybody was like, hey, I can't see, I want to be able to see my audience when I'm presenting. But what audience view does is it builds the audience around the presentation. So in a scenario like this, where you want to maintain eye contact, but also see everybody that's in the meeting, audience view will do that for you. And so that'll build your audience around the presentations, and it's really great for webinars. Moving back to, Zoom clips just came out a little while ago. I can't show you this because you can't actually access the Zoom platform, but I can send you a video that we produced. But Zoom clips is awesome because Zoom clips will record at a higher quality than Zoom itself will. So if you're trying to create a video and you don't want to use PitchHub and you want to use Zoom, you can put your script right into the app, the PitchHub Zoom app on clips. And I put a video together, but basically you just, when you're recording yourself, you just kind of move that screen out of the way that shows a picture of yourself, which you don't really know because you know what you look like. It's just helping you position yourself on camera. And then you can just look at the teleprompter, press play, record through clips. And again, I like Zoom clips because it does have the editing feature where you can, you can't get the middle of the video, can't take pieces of the video and edit it yet. I'm sure that's coming, but at least you can get the heads and tails of the video. So when I produce a video, I might do it 3 or 4 times before I kind of get the script down. And so I'll just let it run. And I'll just keep going over and over and over again until I actually get the full video. So meaning that it only might be a 45-second clip, but I might take 5-10 minutes to get that video recording done correctly. So I'll start recording and I won't stop. And I'll just keep going back through over and over again until I get that right clip. And then what I do is I save the video on clips, and then I'll just cut the head of the video out, meaning that I'll just go to that last clip that was best, and then I'll cut that, and then I'll cut the back end too, so I don't have to take a picture of myself or get myself on video turning off the video. So at the end of your video, smile in the camera for a couple of seconds so you can get that last piece, and then you can let it go and then cut the end of the video off. That's a lot of information right there. Any questions on that? So filming techniques, I mentioned this earlier, move away from the camera, especially if you're going to cut the video, and do the highest quality content you can, because the further you are away, even when you cut into it, it's going to be still high quality, and you'll be able to see You won't be able to see yourself moving as much. Green screen. This is something that I used to do a lot of, and virtual backgrounds are kind of more helpful with those. But if you are using green screen and you want to have motion graphics, you want to have some more really fun things happen in the background, similar to this, just put a green screen there. But what you want to definitely do is you want to have the light shining on the green screen and kind of getting the shadow away from yourself. So you want to have a light shining on the green screen, and then you want to have a light shining on yourself. That's a really important thing to do. Here are the editing and post-production tools that I've been using a lot of. For professional editing, we're using Premiere, which is kind of like the tool that everybody has been using for a long period of time. For editing, there's a newer platform. It's an AI platform called Visla. And Visla, it is really, there's a lot of different tools and features in this where you can do, it's an AI video generator. Like if you're going to say like, and the man was walking down the street and then he went into the store, they will pull a video into your video that you upload or create and give you content to push into your video and even do it for you. So they've got a lot of really great tools. They're great. I definitely recommend them. They've kind of a 1.0, 1.2 of a product. You can create video, you can do video recordings, you can edit video, you brand video, you can collaborate. These are the guys who actually started Zoom with Eric back in the day, and they started on Visla about in 2020. Great tool. I'll send you a link for Visla so you can check it out. Let me see the other tool. Descript is the guys who created Groupon, then came back and a couple of years ago created Descript, and that's a text-based editing platform. So basically, you can have a script, you can create a video. Once you record the video, it'll transcribe it, and you can basically go in and say, you can delete the pieces of the script of what you've said, and it will cut the video too based on what you've said. Amazing platform. It's very technical, so if you're not super technical, it might take you a while to figure it out, but it's a great tool. Video AI. This is a tool that I use a lot of too. And this is an example of a video that I took of a financial advisor, and she did a webinar. And if the webinar is an hour long, and you upload the video right into a video AI, and it will clip it out for you. So basically, different videos. She talked about tax. She talked about this, and they automatically could tell what clips are for different pieces of the video. And it's great because they'll clip it for you. You can brand it, you can save templates, and an hour presentation can get cut up into, I don't know, an hour presentation, 23 clips right there. Not only that, but they'll put it in different formats for you. So you could have portrait for Instagram, you could have split video, you can also have square for YouTube and LinkedIn, and sorry, not YouTube, but LinkedIn, TikTok, and Instagram. So great tool, really highly recommend it. It's very good. And then I use iMovie a lot because I have a Mac, and I've been editing on that forever. Social media platforms, I think that really a lot of the times you need to, if you're just getting into video, you want to do a lot of trial and error. You want to post it on different types of platforms and be consistent and try it for 90 days. So literally 3 months. I said this earlier, but about the pizza analogy, but if you put a crappy video and you're not super happy about it, let everybody else decide. Because sometimes I put videos out there and I'm like, oh, I'm embarrassed about that video. And it did really, really well. So you never know what you're going to get. Put it out there, just trial and error. you'd be amazed on what content is really good, and sometimes you think it's awesome and it just flops. So try as much as you can. A 3-day haircut is actually from my my mom used to say this all the time. She's like, it's just a 3-day haircut, meaning that, in day 3, if you get a bad haircut, 3 days later, it'll look fine. It'll grow out. I use a lot of YouTube. I think everybody should have a YouTube channel. There's another vidIQ. I'll send you a link on this one too. vidIQ is amazing for YouTube. And what it does is it tells you what type of keywords are the best for you. And so when you have a presentation, it'll say, this is a great keyword and everybody's searching on it and nobody's using it. So therefore you can really elevate those videos on YouTube from searching with vidIQ. It's super cheap. It's like $10 a month or something. I think it's even less than that. I think it's $6.99. It's a great tool used by the best in the world. They're great. It's a great platform. I actually know the guy who built it. He's an amazing person, and the company's doing so well because it's such a great platform. So vidIQ is amazing, especially for YouTube. Platforms for business, definitely LinkedIn. It doesn't give you the engagement that it used to. I used to get free engagement. Nowadays, it's got so much AI built into it that if it starts to see that you're doing the same thing over and over again, you'll start to see less and less. So you just got to do more and more videos. You've got to get more interaction from people, set up a group of people to like your content, and post often. I would say post Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday on LinkedIn. I do a lot of videos on Instagram. They do really well on the weekends. Friday, Saturday, Sunday are awesome. I don't use TikTok as much. It's just not, I don't think it's good for my audience. I've tried it a few times, but other people swear by it. So TikTok has been great for a lot of people, and it's a tool that you need to be very consistent on. So I know I've gone on a little bit over, you guys. Are there any questions or things that I haven't gone through that I can be helpful for?
I thought of something. Andrew, let me just turn off my background. So I'm in my home office. It's not the prettiest. You can see it's kind of cluttery, seeing behind the scenes of my virtual. Now, this is kind of it's like a midlife crisis I'm going through. It's like my new
your domain. Yeah.
I was given this room that we just moved into this house a few months ago to do what I want with. So I got all my crazy stuff everywhere because I live behind, usually in front of a green screen, virtual backgrounds. You shared with me something some weeks ago and for some outgoing video messages I wanted to do is, hey, move away from a virtual background. Do something like a little more setting with a family picture and a plant like you see most folks. And I get that. I don't have an office conducive enough for such a thing. I tried it, and to move it around, it's just the way it's configured. I need good lighting from the window that I have and just to where I'm set up. So even though I spent like 2 hours just trying to work this out, but my question is this, not to drag time because I got a 10 a.m. What stats or what information can you share about why you think not having a virtual background is better? Because, it's what we do, and I don't know, it's to each their own field, and I suppose taste or opinion. Since we're selling solar to homeowners, a lot of times we'll put the house that we're offering the solution for, and it's a good talking point. How long have you lived here? Who does your lawn? What type is your material is your roof? Right? This is a big deal. We're talking about putting solar panels up here. And then, of course, we have that virtual office that I started with today, and I'll just put that back on the screen. Obviously, this isn't to show off, but this is kind of like our setting when we're meeting with homeowners, right? To me, and again, just to my opinion, this validates I'm working for a real company. It's kind of got that office setting. It's clean, it's clutter-free. But what information do you have that says that consumers or viewers don't prefer that as much?
I think I know this. Well, one, I would say that you should put that picture. I would close the door in the closet, but I would use that background. I honestly, I would be you're a normal person. That looks like a normal room to me. It
Yeah.
makes you real. It makes you real. You are sales. You're in sales. Just you're just in sales. People have certain things about salespeople. You
Okay.
are in sales. Maybe take that we've gone solar thing off. Even though it's a Ravens shirt or something like that, leave it, close the door. Other than that, I love the background. It's just normal. It's just you're a normal person. I love that. But I also would use the background, like if you're going to say, hey, this is your house, and you put that
Yeah.
emphasis on that, like, and you're going to tell me this is your house, like, I'd be like, this guy's great. Like, I love that you put that effort into it for most people. So that's just my 2 cents. I know that people trust you more when they see your room of a real person rather than the background.
How do you know such thing? Like, how does it establish more trust? I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand is what's the difference? Yeah, okay, I could clean up, close the closet, get this sign off, but it's a little more natural. This is just my room, right? How does that make me more trustworthy than, say, using my virtual background as if I'm in an office, talking about my company story or whatever?
Well, I just know it, but I can find you the stats. But I'll even like ask Pat or Audrey or Dana, like, what do you guys think? What appears more authentic, Audrey? Is it that his, like, just being a normal person just feels like more authentic?
Yeah, because it puts off a more relatable image in the background, even though, I mean, if I turned on my my
I'm
apartment
pretending like
yeah, I'm just gonna be real transparent and turn this
the
virtual
lamp.
background off, and it is horrible in here. I mean, there's this crap everywhere. So for me, this is like embarrassing.
Yeah, that's how I kind of feel.
Yeah.
But okay, this is
Yeah.
great.
And then
'cause this is
people are
more
looking,
standard.
oh, what is that? And what kind of plant? And what's over there on the mounting or whatever.
Yeah.
But I do kind of like, the different looks. Right now I'm using this in my podcast because I haven't decided I want to put something up with my name. So I do like the business name. So maybe you open up with it or close with it.
Hmm.
Or maybe for just to the impromptu videos, maybe you do just pop in. Hey, I'm here real quick. Obviously I'm in my, in my home office, but I need to get this tip to you real quick. So maybe you use your real background for stuff like that. I mean, I'm just really just thinking.
Yeah. And that's what
I'm
Andrew, thank you so much, Audrey. That's what Andrew was talking about or recommended, like for
Mhm.
outgoing messages. And I did this very thing about a month ago and I got a great response rate. Hey, Jensen here, da, 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 da. And I was coming just in a normal setting, going, just reaching out to you. We're going to be calling you about our solutions. Thank you so much. Look forward to speaking with you. Bye now. Right. And then when we meet with them, it's more of like, okay, I mean, I don't know if I would start here with just my my natural background. But just say, hey, thanks for joining, tell you a little bit about our company, who we are, what we do, what makes us fundamentally different, blah, 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 right?
Mhm.
Thank you for that. Because now, Audrey, since I saw like what's behind your scenes, I think I kind of felt that a little bit, or I'm like, hey, you may consider that clutter or somewhat embarrassing, but to me, I felt, Andrew, this is to validate your point. I felt like, hey, I'm talking to a real person and she's got plants and, it looks like maybe she's interested in astrology or maybe I have a telescope or something.
That's a tripod, but
I know.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
thinking,
Oh, yeah, I did get the Borealis the other last Friday. I did get some good shots.
all right. Well,
good.
oh, I gotta go.
Wow. I want to
hey, I
see them.
appreciate this, Andrew. I gotta get to a 10. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Love you too. Nice meeting you.
You got it.
Thank you.
got
Nice
it,
meeting
got
you
it.
all.
For
All
sure.
right, bye.
Okay, cool. So I'm gonna kick it off too. Any other last passing questions before we go?
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, appreciate you.
Hopefully it was
doing this
helpful.
for
I
us.
just kind of was winging it, but I just get so many of these questions and I wanted to just get through them and see if there's any help I could give you guys. So I appreciate you being customers too. Any
Yeah,
suggestions on
thank
the
you.
app? I'd love to hear more.
Oh, okay. All right, awesome. Thanks,
All right.
Andrew. Okay,
Thanks,
bye.
guys. Have a good weekend. Bye
You
now.
too. Bye.